You think you know your limits until an app shows you a different level of intensity. After 1 week of the RP Hypertrophy app, I have got some real talk about what it takes to build muscle. As an advanced lifter, this app showed me what I've been missing. Let's talk about it. First of all, if you don't know the RP Hypertrophy app, it's developed by the RP team, Mike Israetel and his team, which are booming right now, and everybody's talking about that app. So I decided to try it for myself and see is it worth the hype or not. There has been a lot of gossip about how this app pushes you to your limits according to the science, and not just any science, the latest science and studies. So if you know me, I was tempted and had to try for myself. Let's talk when I first downloaded, the first impressions. The setup process was easy, but it took me 15 to 20 minutes to dial in every workout I need for my mesocycle, as I wanted to fine-tune everything according to my needs and what I have available at my gym. But there was an auto-filling feature which auto programs everything for you. If you are a beginner, you give the app how many days you are working out per week. You give the app what do you want to focus on. Is it lower body? Is it upper body? And let the app do the rest. The app does feel basic at first and everything is straightforward. But if you want to fine-tune every workout to your needs and the available equipment in your gym, it will take you a while, from 15 minutes to 20 minutes, to dial in everything exercise-wise, equipment-wise, and the days you train-wise. Luckily for me, I was just planning to start out a new mesocycle to focus on my legs. So I'm gonna do a 5-week program and I'm gonna push the calories to slightly above maintenance to bulk up a lean bulk. The app gave me 3 days on the legs and 2 days upper body. Push the volume back on the upper body and push the volume up on the lower body. To give the body a space for recovery, we don't want to push the volume up on the upper body if you don't want to focus on it. So we are focusing on the lower body, we push the volume down on the upper body. I hope that makes sense. On day 1, the app gave me 1 exercise for calves, 2 exercises for quads, 2 exercises for hamstrings, and 1 exercise for glutes. And it was interesting. I noticed that the app is so intuitive and customizable. If you don't find a machine, you can replace it. If you don't like the exercise, you can replace it. And if you don't like the order, you can adjust it. And I found some interesting details as well.
I love the fact that you can add notes to every exercise. That gives you the possibility to add remarks and observations to remember next week. I also love the fact that they provide a video for each exercise they recommend or suggest to you. That's amazing and extra useful for beginners especially.
Okay, so day 2. It was an upper body day with 1 exercise for each muscle group. It was on Friday, so 1 exercise for chest, 1 exercise for triceps, 1 exercise for back, 1 exercise for biceps, and 1 exercise for shoulders. So nothing too crazy with lower volume. We are just maintaining the upper body, which I found very useful on this app. It gives you the lower possible volume to maintain what you gain in the upper body if you don't want to focus on it on this mesocycle, which is amazing. And I found some other tiny details as well.
Day 2 of using the app. One thing I love about the app is when you add a weight in the starting set, it automatically auto-fills the next sets. This is so convenient.
Okay, so on day 3, the app gave me 3 exercises for glutes, 1 exercise for calves, 1 exercise for quads, and 1 exercise for hamstrings. And it was pretty intense. And by the way, I added the 3rd glute exercise because I was working out on an outside gym and it has a perfect machine for the glutes and I had to try it. So I added it by myself into the program. And I'm not gonna lie, the app made it so easy to add a new exercise that it doesn't have, and it has a lot, but some machines are not available worldwide, so you add it as a custom exercise. As you can see, I labeled it NOGS, which is the name of the gym, glutes machine. By the way, if you come to Dubai, this is one of the best gyms here.
Kicking off day 3 now. Lower day, glutes focused. Just noticed something. The first exercise was walking lunges. I tried to replace it with the machine glute kickback, and the app gave me the option to do so. So, good point. Let's try to finish strong. I just noticed this. Just be careful when you're adding notes. Add it and pin it to see it next week. If you don't pin it, you will not see it next week. You will only see it in this workout, today's workout.
Okay, so after 3 days already, let's talk some cons. First of all, I'm not really sure why the app is web-based, not an app on the mobile. If you don't know what web-based means, it means it runs on a browser. I get it, you can open it from different devices, it's intuitive, but I don't get why we can't do that on a mobile app. But it works. Second of all, I cannot find a way to do the supersets or the drop sets. I only can find a way to add a regular set. Maybe the app doesn't have that, or I'm still too stupid to figure out myself. But I found that the app can do my rib match sets, which I'm leaving for the 3rd and the 4th week. I'm not gonna start from the 1st week, but I didn't still find a way to do the supersets or the drop sets. Third of all, the app, I think it's designed more for the advanced lifter and the intermediate lifters, not for beginners, because the beginner wouldn't know what an RIR means, ribs in reserve. The app focuses on that concept of lifting. It recommends the first week 3 RIR, the second week 2 RIR, the third week 1 RIR, and the last week is 0 RIR, which is 0 ribs in reserve. That's failure. When you start with 3 ribs in reserve, that's 3 ribs shy of failure. But the beginner doesn't know that. Even if he thinks he knows that a certain weight can push to 3 RIR, he doesn't know what the true feeling of a failure means. He thinks he is at 3 RIR, but maybe he's at 6 RIR. I don't think a beginner would know the difference. Everything else I would say is intuitive enough and user-friendly enough. And fourth con is the price. I paid $34 a month for this. I wouldn't say everybody would be good with that or can afford that, especially the beginners. I get it, it's an excellent app, but I would want to see it around $20 to $25 a month. It seems reasonable enough for most people.
About to start day 4 of week 1. So far so good. Let's get it started. Today is upper day, focusing on the shoulders and the back. Quick update, until now, day 4, and I haven't figured out how to do a drop set or a superset on the app. I think you're only allowed to add regular sets or my rep sets. I still haven't figured out to do a superset or a drop set. I'll keep you posted though.
Okay, let's talk about the app pros, and there's plenty. If you adjust the weight in every set, the app matches that weight to every following set. And that's amazing. Second of all, the app asks you about how you feel after each exercise, how you feel in the joints, how you feel in the pump, how you feel the soreness. And it auto-regulates the next week based on your feedback, and that's amazing. And again, back to the beginner thing, the beginner wouldn't know the difference between a good bump and a bad bump, wouldn't know the difference between if he hit the muscle group pretty well or low, and the app adjusts based on your input. So if your input is wrong, the app will do a wrong recommendation. But for advanced lifters, that's amazing. The app will give you a pretty accurate recommendations the following weeks based on your input. So I would say for advanced, it's amazing, but for beginners, not so much. Third pro, and I love that so much, I can open the app from my laptop, from any mobile I have, Android, iOS, it syncs between everything. But I think we can do that on our mobile app as well, but not the laptop. Yeah, makes sense. And another pro, which is the app is fully customizable and adjustable based on your days of training, the specific days and the specific exercises you want. And that is amazing. And the final pro, which is the app interface is so user-friendly and so simple. You wouldn't find any difficulty dealing with it in the beginning. So, after a full week, would I be still using it? Yes, for damn sure. A big yes. And I would report after the first mesocycle my full experience. I would say if you can't afford it, I would suggest you try it, and let me know down below in the comments what was your experience. If you found this video helpful, please drop me a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow this baby, and as we always say, Mikau is always rooting for you, baby. I'll see you in the next one.